Hello everyone, welcome back to Reus 2. I'm going to start a new game here. It'll be our first time, I think, this time I'm saying so truthfully, doing the third era. So that'll be exciting to see what that's about. I get the impression that these are like where things actually get kind of complicated and maybe even difficult. Who knows? And I also wanted to double check that we aim for the right era goals in Era 1. Neolithic Revolution and Calm Era are the only two we haven't 3-starred. So I just want to make sure I aim for Neolithic Revolution because, I mean, I don't know, Calm Eras are kind of boring, right? I'll do them for unlocks at some point, but, you know, these are like Calm Eras with extra goals, but also extra rewards, so they're probably just better as long as you can reach the goals, which I'm a genius, I should be able to. And we haven't done Revolution either, which, I mean, that's the only Era 2 we haven't done. And it's all about having one city get huge with food and gold. So that seems like it should work reasonably well with Neolithic Revolution, right? And then Era of Discovery, we don't know anything about any of this. Probably this one's some sort of Calm Era and the other four are not. But that's the plan. Food, and then food and gold, and then win. So I will take the Sage, I think, because we want food. It might not be crazy to take the Goddess, I suppose. Maybe that is right. Maybe I should take the Goddess. Because I want one city to go nuts, right? And it's not going to be hard to meet the goals for Neolithic Revolution. 3 cities with at least 3 population, no problem. Even without the Sage, I can manage that. So let's do that. Let's take the Goddess. And I want a Forest Giant for food. And a Rock Giant. You can be, yes, that guy. Why do you, you're so weird. The way you select Giants is kind of stupid. You have to select them in order. Even though they're each uniquely assigned a slot. So I was like, oh, I'll take the Forest Giant. And then it was like, oh, which one do you want in second slot? And the only thing you can click is the Ocean Giant, but if you do, that means deselecting it. So then I had to click it again. Or I could have skipped that and clicked here, saying, oh, I'll skip selecting the second giant, give me the third. Just like, I don't know. There were very many unmistakable sequences of button presses I could take that would unambiguously say what I want to do. And only one of them, and they all, anyway, whatever. It only allows one of them, seems dumb. Let's go. And again, I'm not moving up to Titanic just yet because, I don't know, I want to see what the third age is like in the difficulty setting that the game is allegedly balanced around. So the Goddess, I imagine, will want to live in a forest? Near a desert? Right? So, like, those are the 2 things she's gonna be around, I suppose? Oh, and also, didn't we unlock the thing that's, like, starting in... Yeah, I guess it's not this time, but, like, the next unlock or something is the ability to put down secondary biomes. I don't really understand what the deal with that is. Why does this guy only get to create forests? I don't know, whatever. Anyway, we don't have that yet. So food seems good for Era 1, or the prologue rather, because we need to get Neolithic Age? Era? Neolithic Era? I don't know. Neolithic something? Here, you guys can go this way. And I'll put some desert over here, perhaps, later. But this city should be my prime focus for the first 2... Well... The prologue, and the first era, and the second era. But of course we will want 3 cities. It's foolish to ever not have 3. So... What exactly do you want? You want wealth. We can do that first. That's fine. So moss next to a plant. The thing is, it's actually really hard to get wealth in a forest, right? A stoat next to a rabbit. And then also, you know, where is it? Agate would do it. Maybe I should just put the desert down first, since that's what she wants at the moment. Okay, I've changed my mind. You're now a desert town. Ta-da! Everything's so much easier now. So quartz puts down 20, which is nice. Redstone wants to be next to plants. Sagebrush is okay. Sure, so let's put a sagebrush like here. And redstone here. And then some quartz here. And that'll make her happy. And this way I've got an empty slot out here that something more fancy can deal with. Are you not happy? Am I stupid? Oh, these are all outside the city? Oh my god. Well, they're gonna expand, but I don't know, I got confused. I should have put one of them in the gold booster, and then I wouldn't have had to invest quite so much. Like, I could have, I think, just put some quartz here, and that would have been enough. Then I could do all the other stuff later. Well, okay, let's see who we're getting. How do I do that? Well, this, but also this. An over. Do I have more elements or more gems? Well, I guess we'll find out. Right now I have 2 elements, so probably that. Also, it only wants 3 elements instead of 4 gems. And it gives me more rewards. So Overseer seems quite nice. But putting all the good stuff outside the city borders was a small blunder, let's say. I don't really care what you do, but I'll take a merchant, I guess. And let's just make more desert. Well, I don't know. Maybe this should be forest. Because yes, merchants love wealth, but also we do need to get some food for the era bonus, right? But not for a while, not till the end of era 1. Or is it the end of the prologue? Because that is when you choose your first era, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I'm like deluding myself somehow. I actually do need, with some speed, to have all my... These should all have 3 population if I'm going to get Neolithic Revolution, right? Don't quite know what I was thinking. I want to satisfy all these guys, which means getting them some wealth. But just like a single pip of forest will do it, right? Or actually, hang on, what? That's a gold booster? Yeah. I assume it'll stay a gold booster, right? When I do this? Yeah. So if you just put quartz here, he's gonna have a great day, right? Excuse me. Yeah. This is what I should have done with the goddess, obviously. And now there's plenty of space for him to get some food if he wants. Who's next? The sage. We love food, sort of. Although, I mean, it wouldn't maybe hurt to have... Well, no, I'll take the sage, I guess. Like, it would be nice to have someone who's going to actually invent stuff for our other cities to trade with or something. But I know the sage's goal is going to be get 3 food, which, I mean, that seems nice, right? Can't settle too close. Alright, let's put down more forest. I guess I could be fast forwarding this. I also should be picking drafts. I should have checked. Did I put them on a place with boosters foolishly? Did I cover up any boosters? Oops. They aren't so easy to see unless I'm in this mode. Alright, let's take some drafts. Give me forest first, I guess. I think we want food. Right? So I'll take apples. So he wants, of course, 3 population. For some reason, he chose not to include all of this forest in his... I didn't think he would do that. Okay, fine. So, I mean, I need mostly trees here, right? But I can't put down an apple yet. Or, yeah, I mean, I literally can't. It wants to be next to fruits, so I mean... I guess it's a blueberry and a pear tree? Question mark? Oh, I put these in the wrong place. That's supposed to be the pear tree and this the blueberry. So they can have 2 adjacent herbivores for the pear tree at some point. Nope, not ash. Is this going to be enough to satisfy him even without the apple tree? It would be nice. I don't think so. No. That ought to make him pleased as punch. Oh, I have more drafts coming, I guess. Ocean? Well, I do love pearls, but... Well, but what? This stuff's all kind of stinky, huh? Anchovy next to anchovy is just so bad, right? Like, it's 10 food, and 1... It's like a really bad, spammable... I guess the point is, it provides a nice little school for tuna, right? I see. You get 4 anchovies surrounding a central tuna, and then each anchovy is sort of effectively producing 30 food. Okay. That seems fine. Oh, the sage still needs... No, we're waiting for it to all go through? Yes. So shouldn't I have another draft? Or it's only for the first 2 you do? I don't really remember the rules. Okay. So you need some direction, huh? Overseer's the way to go. 'Cause I'm not going to use ocean minerals, and it's easy enough to put some elements in. So be it. I was sort of hoping they would expand this way towards the ocean. I could make this ocean, though, and that's probably okay. Well... But... I want a bunch of ocean tiles, right? And I want them to be about food, not this stinky old gold. Plus I want them to expand into the sagebrush that I built, right? Grr, so bad. Okay. How are you thinking about expanding? You wouldn't be very happy. And if you did, I'm not sure I could make you expand into the ocean anyway. But 2 anchovies really would solve all problems. Right? That would be enough food to satisfy everything. I really mucked this up, I think. I think I'm going to put in the 2 anchovies. Oh, no, they're only 10 until I get some tuna involved, huh? Okay, so I guess I need herring, and then I'll replace them with anchovies once we're in the next era. I know, it's outside the city. Oh, actually I can afford tuna. Once I have the biodiversity. Okay. So, the thing is, if it's going to be next to 4 herring, which is the goal, it has to be out here. And that's way outside the city borders. She won't get that this season. So I think it does have to be... This is so bad. Because I can't even, at the end of the era, like, once I meet the goal of having 3 right before the end, or having 3 threes, I can't right before the end turn these into anchovies or something. Because then I won't have 3 at the end of the era anymore. Like, her city will be too bad. I could have done this so much better. If I just, like, used this gold booster and put 1 quartz in and then built her some ocean over here. It would have been beautiful. I don't even know what I can buy from the shop that would help. I don't have enough science for a border expander. Even, and that's what I would need to get this all going. So, maybe I do just make these 2 herring, right? Well, I guess I can make them jerboa. They'd be just as good. Because there is a mineral in biome. And then this would be a decent stoat or something. Sandcat. Yeah! This is not what I want to be doing with my life. And I want to make sure her city is the most prosperous, if possible, right? Because that's the one that I assume will get the revolution someday, and she's the goddess, so... Yeah, she's doing great. So that's cool. Go ahead and give her a sandcat, I guess. That's the most gold we can get. Oh, it gets us another draft here, huh? Because it'll meet the Goddess Village requirement. I don't really understand how these work. Still. Okay, they're loving this. That's nice and all. She's actually interested in expanding borders, so... If I put another bioticum just outside the borders, they might go for it. And I do someday want all these herring out here. I think that is a good investment. Not herring, anchovies. I think that is a good thing to do. And if she doesn't expand now, she'll expand later. It's fine. Yeah, going the other way to get the sagebrush I put out there. I mean, fine. I don't really want to have a bunch of desert stuff. I don't know. The ocean's going to provide the food eventually. And then the desert can provide the gold and we'll all be good, right? So let's draft desert. Elements, I think? Doesn't she want elements? Yeah. So limestone's pretty cool. On the other hand, there are a ton of minerals nearby. I could put limestone over the sandcat and then move the redstone, maybe? To over here or something? That would be fine. And then I could turn one of the jerboas into a rattlesnake. Be an extra critter and a predator. And fan palm is probably just fine. Yeah, let's do it. Are any of y'all building stuff? You are building stuff. I mean, I put you in the forest. I know you don't like it. You're just gonna have a bad day. I'm gonna try to do everything I can for the goddess, although I guess it's not so easy. Could I build you some ocean minerals? I mean, maybe. What do I have for minerals in the ocean at the moment? Agate and bedrock are fine. Sure. want to build anything over here? No. You are somehow uninterested in that. So... I had this thought of putting a rattlesnake here. Ah, but that would... I can't do it now. It would impact our food too much. So what did I do with you? Do I want you to... I don't know if I want it over there yet. Probably not. I mean, I could just throw a rattlesnake in. No, right? Again, that impacts food. It's bad. Don't do it. I want to make space for limestone. And there's a gold booster here, but this is also kind of where I want to put the rattlesnake, right? Not now, but later. Yeah. Limestone here? Move the jerboa? And then make this... well, one of these jerboas into a rattlesnake later. Yeah, maybe so. It's a shame I won't get this on the science booster, but honestly, like the rattlesnake is making 30, or the gold booster, I mean. Oh wait, right. This makes science. It's not. I don't want it on the gold booster. Okay, so put the limestone here. And relocate the jerboa when you've done that. Because I need to make sure she still has enough food. And I'm going to have to overwrite the jerboa later, which is annoying, but... right, she no longer has enough food. So put the jerboa back here. Because this is what's going to make sure I get into the next era with Neolithic giving. Ah, and the goddess is inventing something. How nice. What might that be? It's about cats. She invented, is that clothes? Fur coats. Yep, it is about cats, you're right. And her prosperity is through the roof. I mean, that makes sense. She's a goddess, right? Just checking that... I didn't build you any food? What happened? I just built you quartz to satisfy you. And then I left you alone. I was like, oh, I'll figure out food later. I'll give him a forest. I didn't do it, though. Okay, well, it might be a calm era kind of day, huh? I mean, maybe I could buy some eons now. How much would it take to get them up to 3 food? I mean, I would need 2 turns, right? I'd have to buy 2 arrow. Put down like a squirrel and a rabbit. Oh, and I couldn't even make it adjacent to a pear tree later. I can't really give him stuff in the ocean, I don't imagine. For the same reason it was hard for the goddess. It's hard for him. Man, okay, well, I guess, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I'll spend some wealth and some production putting down a rabbit here. Well, I could have this not be ocean. I could have this be forest if that seemed like a good idea. But no, he doesn't own that territory, so don't do that. There's a squirrel here so that it might someday benefit. Hang on, is this actually enough? No, because I need 30 more. They have to both be rabbits. Or actually, I could put a blueberry here, where it's next to quartz, and then it makes 20 food. Maybe a jerboa out in the desert instead of... I don't want to do that. A squirrel seems... or a rabbit rather here seems okay. Why are they making so much prosperity out of this? Like, it's just 20 extra food, right? They should have just gotten one tick of this. I don't understand why they got so much excitement. Alright, well, really miserable performance all around. But I accomplished my goal, I think. Wait, what is happening? How is my total... Oh, because I spent... Sure. Expanding into the ocean. Fine. That's what it's for. So now I have 3, 5... and 3 hard-earned, but not well-earned for the Neolithic Revolution. Interesting, we get extra food from plants this way. Gilded... Have they all been called this before and I just never noticed they had names? Huh. Alright, well, this is what I want to do. It means adding some more food, but we have that underway for 2 of them easily. Unique plants? I mean, we should be able to manage that. We have apple trees pictured here. Alright, let's get going on Neolithic Revolution. I mean, you really don't need more land in this era. You had this much last era. You don't even want to expand at all? Well, we have to get everyone up to 6 food, I think. Oh, or just another unique plant would do? I don't think I have any very good plants, right? Remaining? I've used... Or do I have any apple trees? I have one, right? Yeah. You want a fruit picker? Yes, I accept. So be it. So we have apples, pears, and blueberries already. We don't actually own an ash tree. I could just throw one down anywhere, and that would satisfy this. Or maybe we could build an ocean plant of some kind. A sea anemone or a kelp? Put a kelp in here maybe? I don't know. This guy wants minerals or something, doesn't he? Elements. Oh, did they all get farms? I just didn't notice that was the benefit of choosing this. They love undergrowth. Well, I don't have a lot of undergrowth, I don't think. Blueberry is undergrowth. None of this underwater stuff is undergrowth. Sagebrush, are you undergrowth? You are. Well, tough luck, buddy. I don't think you're getting many farms going. fan palm would just get us past this, right? And like, there's plenty of reasonable places to put that. Put it right here. Sure, let's do it. And now they're gonna expand because their borders are now completely filled. There's no more space no more way I could give them more stuff without them expanding borders. They're gonna expand. And they get some more food from the fish. Oh, the anchovies really do rove wide, huh? I want to put another anchovy here, even though it doesn't really do anything at the moment. Because someday I plan to put herring, or no, tuna out there. And then we have to revamp all of this, which is fine. I'm not sure. I don't know. I can put a tuna out here, and they may or may not be motivated enough to go get it. But I want them to get it sometime this age, so I'm gonna do it. They're right on the cusp. I would have to encourage them somehow. Let's quick save, actually. I don't know. I feel like I should actually use quick save more, because I just don't understand the mechanics for most of this game. This wants adjacent fish. I mean, I could put... I guess one herring is always an improvement over, like, just mono anchovies. But I want to see if this increases their desire to expand even further. It does. Okay. So they get more points if there's more than one available biotic. And this should provide all the food she'll need, which means I can turn her desert into more of a gold farm. Don't necessarily have to do it now, but it's, you know, a thing I'd like to do. And maybe I want to do it now. I don't know. Of course, she's not going to be very interested in expanding now. Whoa, look at that sick tuna. Where are you, tuna? Look at you, 120. Oh, only 3. You can only have at most 3 pips. I somehow, when I was drafting it, missed the 3 out of 3. Like, it is 0 out of 3. It is right there. But it's somehow much more obvious when I've actually placed them for some reason. We should have, Boy, we're really not benefiting much from our farming, are we? Should have her emblem. Emblem once or twice, right? You have it, right? Bonus yield for each gem in borders. Well, I mean, no thanks. Ah, we did. We got her level 3 goal before the other guys got their level 2 goals. So the sage just needs a tiny bit more food. And then the merchant needs... Or he already has enough food. I just have to get the merchant enough food to meet the Neolithic Revolution goals, and then I can carry on with other stuff. Okay. But this is for gems. I mean, do I have gems anywhere? Quartz a gem? No, it's a Wait. Yeah. Yeah, it's a gem. So my plan was to turn one of these jerboas into a snake. And she has so much food that indeed I could do that without harming anything. So let's do that now. We get the little trinity of jerboa, sandcat, snake. Nothing over here cares about being near empty slots. And even if it did, jerboas aren't empty slots, so I wouldn't be losing anything. Cool. Oh, it was supposed to be this one, wasn't it? Wait, biotic and place here are more likely to inspire inventions? I didn't know that. I mean, the sandcat makes 40. The rattlesnake makes 45. It's not even really worth the 2 era to switch them, the Eon to switch them. If I end up with Eons left over, that's a thing I can do. So they have a spare trade route, but nobody to trade with, because no one's smart enough to invent anything. You need food. The ocean teems with potential herring, I guess. Except you want, like, undergrowth or something? Everyone's undergrowth. And you also want ocean minerals. Sadly, I don't know if I can help you out with that, because I do kind of feel as though food is important. I could put a jerboa out here, but I need you to get, like, 35 more food? No, more. I need you to go up from 3 to 6, so, like, I think, I don't know when it switches from being 20 to 25, but, you know, somewhere between 15 plus double 20s would be 55. So we need at least 55 food, and possibly as much as 65. And I mean, the ocean is an easy way to get all that, right? So 1 herring and the rest anchovies is the idea. Don't forget though, I do... In principle, this node could have 3 adjacent fish and 1 adjacent something else. And one of those could be a mineral that would make him sort of happy. But he's just like miles away from getting that, so I don't know. Just gonna pull the old tuna prank on him. Probably not enough biodiversity. Oh, it's 4 because it's whether there's any other tuna on the planet, not just whether there's any here. I don't think I did a very good job. Gonna put another anchovy here. It's health biodiversity, but not quite enough. Oh my god, how am I gonna... I'm really making a mess of this. Ah, no, it is enough, because then the 2 anchovies... I got 2 biodiversity for that, because I activated anchovy symbiosis twice. And now the tuna. And you're off to the races. Not gonna get you your merchant village, sorry to say. Now let's draft something for the desert. Question mark? Maybe the forest. Another point. Wouldn't it be kind of cool to put a creek here, maybe? Where I have those 2 plants? I could buy that, right? Is that a better investment of my food than something else? I think so. Like, I could buy more Eon with it, but well, I should figure out whether I'm going to need it, really. This blueberry and apple, like, they're doing good work. Oh, it actually tells me... No. Why? When does this light up? Oh, it's the fruit picker, of course. It's lighting up for all of them. So 1 more fruit within borders would be cool. That would give him a ton of food. I still don't know. My oceans are pretty busy. Let's go for better desert stuff. We know we're going to need a lot of food. Hang on, is tuna a predator? It must be. Yes. Okay, so that's something we can use the revolution bonus on the tunas, I guess. I mean, gold seems good. If I want... I mean, I don't really need gold, right? Mr. Mineral Man, the miner, would like it. But my main goal for the next era is going to be getting a lot of food for the revolution. I think they want just, like, a ton of food. Like, desert salt doesn't look so bad, right? And an olive tree, maybe? Yeah, I think that makes more sense. And if I'm going to be building an olive tree, maybe that's where I want my creek to go, and so I shouldn't spend it over here where it's not really necessary. I'll just put down another fruit somewhere. This guy has plenty of biodiversity, right? Nope, I can't give him another apple. Very expensive. Well, I mean, a little expensive. So he wants 1 more fruit. And it's all very sad because these all sort of suck. But let's give him another blueberry over here. Just for the fruit picker to go off. Oh, also it's more undergrowth. Yes, so that was kind of important. Okay, I take it back. It was a very good blueberry. I might someday be able to put elements or minerals next to them, but it's a pretty minor, like, plus 10 when they're currently getting me like a truckload just through buildings. I'm not too concerned about it. So I should have I have emblems from everyone now. For gems and borders, patches in this biome. Really? Distinct plants. I mean, you have 3 different plants. You have like 0 or 1. You have 1 or 2? 2. So that's kind of lame. It probably is going to go to the sage at some point. So I should probably just do it now and put it on an apple tree? Well, except there's no rush to do it, right? It's not going to get me this early enough that, like, being early will matter. Let's work on an ocean then. Red Sea Whip seems okay. Huh. It's coral, but only if adjacent to mineral? Or if it's adjacent to mineral, it counts double coral, I think. Interesting. Yeah, I'll take a Sea Whip, I guess. Awkward, I guess, that, you know, if I replace one anchovy, the other one cries. Kind of breaks up the tuna synergy. I could play something way over here, but that's not in anyone's borders at the moment. None of this is making, like, incredible stuff that is telling me you have to use an emblem on it. But the merchant emblem seems best, because there are quite a few patches in this desert. And I could make this bigger if I needed to, the forest. Huh. What am I supposed to work on here? There's no way they're gonna expand even if I put more biotica outside. Oh, I did say if I came to the end of the era I would try swapping these guys. These two, because you're on the gold booster and you should be. I guess that's fine. Let's do that now. I didn't find anything better to do with my time. Rattlesnakes don't even mind being next to each other, huh? So Sandcat puts out 25, but a rattlesnake puts out 45. So I should leave them both as rattlesnakes until I need more biodiversity. Right? Oh, maybe I can place this desert salt somewhere. I could swap these two? It's tough to find empty slots next to this, but if I put it out, like, here, it could be next to some. And then if the sagebrush were here, that would be an improvement. Yeah. And then we can use an olive tree at some point as well. In fact, maybe what I should do is turn this into an olive tree? I can't. Right. But if I did that, then I could leave the sagebrush where it is. And just put my... desert salt out here. Along with an olive tree. But the olive tree wants to be next to another empty one, and this isn't empty. So maybe putting the sagebrush here and the fan palm here is worth it? Well, I can just put the olive tree here. And the desert salt. Well, I want it to go here. Yeah, I think I do need to switch these. I mean, maybe I don't need the fan palm at all? Somehow? Is there anything else I could put here that would be cool? Not limestone, that's for sure. Maybe just a mud crack, actually. Yeah, that's an empty slot. Sure. But this wants to be next to a plant. Arg. Maybe this was supposed to be the sagebrush then. Yeah, okay. So I wasted another eon. But this should be the one that's a mud crack. And then an olive tree. And desert salt can fit out here in the next arrow. They already invented something, right? Yeah, nothing new. Okay, well I have one eon left to do something with, and I just can't think of a something. I mean, right? Put something there, I guess. Give the sage another plant. Does he need any? No. He's having a great time. Well, I mean, here's my blank spot, I guess. What am I going to do with it? Probably not an animal. Could put a plant in, I guess. Yeah, maybe let's put a sagebrush in here because it's an empty slot, it's undergrowth, right? Like, that's worth something here. His farm isn't going completely to waste. How's your farm, by the way? Oh. If I had made... I don't really have any more. Undergrowth I could have put in there. Okay, well, we made it through the first era. It was not exactly a rollicking success, but it was okay. Invited tribes from around the world to host the world's first farmers market. I'm not sure if you would invite people from around the world for that. They're selling all these fruits no one's ever heard of, by the way. Now, wasn't the reward like more farms as well in the next stage? Or maybe that was just the reward in the first... I got confused. It was the reward for starting the age. Okay, whatever. 1 aspect charge. Okay, so that's like micros. Those were called microcharges before. They changed them to aspect to encompass both micros and emblems, I guess. My diversity is terrible, apparently. Ah, more biomes with at least 4. Whatever. So revolution is available, and that's the one I want to do. What do we get for this? Yeah, the goddess wants a bunch of food. She needs 30 food. And she once gets a way to make tuna give more food. So, I mean, that's what we're gonna do. And if we look over at her tuna, I mean, looks pretty good. And her wealth is considerable, so it should work out pretty well. But we'll commit to that in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.